said, I was very consistent on this. Tua, who I believe is going to be the best quarterback in this draft, and they will immediately, I believe, in 2021 be the favorites in the AFC East.
I think Tua believes he is the caliber of quarterback who gets paid like he gets paid. I don't, and I don't think he plays like that, and I think it hurts the team.
He's the golden boy from Bama, a left-handed enigma with the accuracy of Drew Brees, or so we were told. But 5 seasons in and 1 game into the 2025 NFL season, and we still don't know what Tua Tagovailoa actually is. Is he the franchise savior the Dolphins tanked for, or just a glorified, overpaid game manager that needs everything perfect for him to succeed? Injuries, concussions, MVP hype, playoff flops, Tua's career has been anything but normal. Let's unpack the myth, the hype, and what they aren't telling you about Tua Tagovailoa. From the very beginning, Tua Tagovailoa's story has been anything but typical. Born and raised in Iwo Beach, Hawaii, Tua carried the expectations of a football family, a strong faith, and the hopes of an island that had never produced an NFL quarterback of his stature. Left-handed, humble, and poised beyond his years, Tua first captured national attention in high school, earning a scholarship to the University of Alabama, where he would soon carve his name into college football lore. The moment that changed everything came during the 2018 College Football Playoff National Championship game. Alabama head coach Nick Saban, trailing Georgia at halftime, benched starting quarterback Jaylen Hurts in favor of the unknown freshman Tua. What followed is now football legend. A game-winning 41-yard touchdown pass in overtime to clinch the national title. With a single throw, Tua went from backup to hero, and the myth was born. From that night forward, he was no longer just a talented kid from Hawaii. He was the future of Alabama football, and perhaps the NFL. In the season that followed, Tua dominated the college landscape. He didn't just win games, he made it look easy. His sophomore season was statistically astounding. A 69% completion rate, 3,966 passing yards, 43 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions, and a passer efficiency rating that shattered previous NCAA records. He played the position with surgical precision, calm in the pocket, lightning-quick decisions, deadly accuracy. He refined Alabama's traditionally run-heavy offense, turning it into a modern high-octane passing machine. Every game seemed to add fuel to the idea that Tua was not just elite, he was generational. But then came the injuries. First, it was a high ankle sprain in 2018, then another in 2019, and finally, the devastating blow, a dislocated hip and a posterior wall fracture sustained in the game against Mississippi State. It was a catastrophic injury, one that threatened to derail his career before it even began. Tua's junior season and college career was over. He declared for the 2020 NFL Draft with major health concerns looming. Still, his upside was too great to ignore. The Miami Dolphins selected Tua 5th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft. He arrived in South Florida as the supposed savior, a polished, accurate passer, often compared to Drew Brees with a left hand. Fans expected greatness. Some expected miracles. But from the very beginning, things fell off. Tua's rookie season was, by his own admission, below average. He split time with veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick and never seemed fully comfortable in the offense. He was hesitant, often choosing checkdowns over deep throws. Critics questioned his arm strength and confidence. Fans quickly began wondering whether Miami had made a mistake, especially as Justin Herbert was taken 1 pick later by the Chargers and was setting rookie records. By his second year, those concerns hadn't faded. Tua's statistical production improved slightly, but flashes of elite play were far too often followed by long stretches of inconsistency. Trade rumors began to swirl. Deshaun Watson's name was mentioned frequently, even within the Dolphins organization. It was unclear whether the coaching staff truly believed in him. Tua was quietly becoming one of the most polarizing quarterbacks in the NFL. His supporters saw intelligence, efficiency, and leadership. His critics saw fragility, limited upside, and a quarterback too often carried by the system. Then came the 2022 season, and the head injuries. In a span of a few weeks, Tua suffered multiple concussions, including a horrifying moment during a Thursday night game against the Bengals where he was knocked unconscious and carted off the field with his fingers locked in a fencing response, a classic sign of neurological trauma. The scene was difficult to watch, seriously. Fans and commentators alike questioned why he was even playing after showing concussion symptoms the previous week. The NFL and the Dolphins came under fire for their handling of player safety. Suddenly, the conversation around Tua wasn't about wins and losses. It was about his long-term health and quality of life. And despite the growing concern, Tua didn't walk away. He returned to the field determined to adapt and improve. He even took up Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not for combat, but learning how to fall safely and minimize head trauma. His off-season focus shifted towards injury prevention, body mechanics, and cognitive training. While others feared he was risking his future, Tua insisted he was just getting started. In 2023, the results spoke for themselves. Under head coach Mike McDaniel and flanked by elite receivers like Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, Tua led the NFL in passing yards with 4,624 and finished with 29 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. His quick release timing, anticipation, and accuracy were on full display. The Dolphins' offense was explosive, at times unstoppable. For the first time, Tua silenced most of the doubters. He was named to his first Pro Bowl and helped Miami reach the playoffs for just the second time in 15 years. But just as momentum was building, the familiar uncertainty returned. Miami's playoff run was cut short by the Buffalo Bills, and questions resurfaced about Tua's ceiling in big games. Could he elevate a team when it mattered most? Was he a product of the McDaniel scheme, or the true engine behind it? Well, still, Miami showed their commitment in the clearest way possible. In July 2024, the Dolphins signed Tua to a massive 4-year, $212 million contract extension, including $167 million guaranteed. It was the largest deal in franchise history. A bold signal of faith. Tua was no longer just the face of the team. He was now financially tied to its future. The message was clear. This was his team now. Yet, even that defining moment didn't quite quell the confusion. The 2024 season brought more turbulence. Tua suffered another concussion early in the year, missing several games. He returned mid-season with some strong performances, but the inconsistency began to creep back in. By week 1 of the 2025 season, literally just last Sunday, all eyes were on Tua to deliver in a winnable matchup against the Colts that was starting Daniel Jones. And instead, it became a disaster. Tua threw 2 interceptions, lost a fumble, and posted one of the worst passer ratings of his career in a 33-8 blowout loss. And social media erupted. Fans called for his benching, even the idea of trading for Shedeur Sanders. Former Dolphins teammate Xavier Howard, now with the Colts, claimed they knew exactly how to rattle Tua. He said, "Take away the first read and make him panic."
We knew the guy, he get the ball out pretty quick. And once we take away his first read, I feel like it's panic mode after that. And it showed yesterday, man. We took away his first read, and he was trying to get rid of the ball real quick.
Just months after signing his massive extension and a year after leading the league in passing yards, Tua is now once again under siege by fans and analysts, and even is seen by the ghost of doubt that had never fully left. The confusion deepened when reports emerged of a rift between Tua and star wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Tua dismissed the rumors, calling them blown out of proportion, emphasizing that the locker room was united. Still, the sideline body language told a different story. Tension, frustration, silence between plays. It's hard not to wonder if something deeper is unraveling. Ironically, in training camp just months before, Tua had praised the team's leadership, saying, "We're more engaged, we're more vocal." He spoke of a maturing culture, a more cohesive locker room. And maybe that's true, but winning cures all. And losing, especially in Miami's case this past weekend, reopens every wound. And now as the 2025 season unfolds, the question around Tua Tagovailoa is as murky as it's ever been. Is he a top-tier quarterback capable of leading a team to a Super Bowl, or a talented but limited player who peaks when the conditions are absolutely perfect? Is he an inspirational figure of toughness and faith, or a long-term liability at risk of another devastating injury? Is he a franchise cornerstone or an expensive gamble the Dolphins may come to regret? There really are no clear answers, and that's what makes Tua's career so fascinating and so confounding. Most quarterbacks follow a path. They ascend, they peak, they decline. But Tua's trajectory has been rather confusing, even random, if you will, from day one. He soared too early, fell too far, rebounded too quickly, and now floats somewhere in between greatness and uncertainty. What's perhaps most remarkable is how he has navigated all of this with a quiet resilience. Tua rarely lashes out at critics. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't try to rewrite the narrative. He simply shows up, prepares, and plays, regardless of the noise. And in that sense, he's perhaps the most misunderstood quarterback in the NFL. Not because of what he can or can't do, but because of how little we actually know about what he will become. As it stands, Tua Tagovailoa's career is a collection of contradictions. He's fragile yet fearless, overpaid yet underappreciated, a system quarterback yet essential to the system. They literally can't win games without him. Yet at every turn, just when we think we figured him out, something changes. Another twist, another injury, another spark, another collapse, another something. What's next? We'll have to see as the season unfolds. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think he's a bust? Is he overpaid? Is he underappreciated? Is he a system quarterback? Let me know in the comment section. What is Tua Tagovailoa? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.